Hello. Thanks, everyone. It's a pleasure to be here. I'm really happy to tell you about where we're going next. IPEM has always been about bringing us together, the community of private markets, fostering relations and driving innovation. Now, we know that when this event ends by the end of the day, you will still have issues, you will still have demand, you will still have needs that we can't address once or even twice per year. That's why we're really excited to talk about our new services, our new commitments to serve you, this heart of the community for the rest of the year, and we're calling it IPEM Edge. Now, IPEM Edge is a service that's going to provide you with extensive data, intuitive insights, and everything you need to make the best decisions throughout the year. And we're going to start talking about it with our first feature of it, which is called the Edge Report. The Edge Report is different than other industry reports in three distinctive ways. First, we're talking about insider perspective. Now, we're asking the LPs and the GPs directly what you guys are planning to do. There are no call centers, there are no consultants. This insider information is giving you a level of authenticity and a depth of understanding that is simply unparalleled. Next, we're always asking you about the year ahead. We are much less interested about your past performance. It's good to know, but we all know that past performance doesn't indicate future success. So here's what we're interested in. We're interested where you're headed. And we're going to show you all of this. Next, as opposed to other reports, we are only talking about actionable intelligence. This is not another report to decorate your coffee table at the office. We all have enough of those. We want to do something that is actionable right away. So how are we going to do it? Starting off with our LPs. LPs, if you're interested in having a brighter, clearer transparency in the decisions you're making with your investments, I think you're going to love this. And I'm going to present you to my dear friend here, Oliver, to take the stage and tell you about it.
Absolutely. Thank you very much, Meitar. Very good afternoon, everybody. It's a great pleasure to be here once again at IPEM, this time in Paris, which is fantastic. I'm a professor at HEC, and I do research on private equity overall. And when Antoine reached out and said, Oliver, we would love you to join us as a research partner for IPEM, I was super excited. Then he says, we're going to do a survey of LPs and ask them about the future of the market. And I was very unexcited because there are lots of these reports out there, and honestly, I don't find them very interesting. But then I listened to Meitar and Antoine and the team's vision of what Meitar just articulated to do a report that's so much different and actually actionable, insightful. I said, okay, now we're talking, and I'm really, really fascinated to be part of this. So what's behind the Edge report? We give you obviously initially a playback of the information that you provide as LPs. That's the starting point that we have to tick. But we don't just play back answers to you, but we aggregate those individual answers into meaningful dimensions that tell you something about your specific positioning as an LP. How do you go about doing your business? Basically putting a little mirror in front of you that plays back how you appear based on the answers that you've provided. We also give you a benchmarking, basically looking not only at the LP universe at large, but as your peers as they attend IPEM, and kind of compare and contrast you against that comp set. But the third part of it, which makes it really actionable, as Meitar was saying, and gives you possibly some guidance for the future, is that we also kind of ask you in each of those ambitions, each of those dimensions, what is your ambition? Where would you like to see yourself? Where do you think your organization should be? To compare and contrast then where you appear to be positioned today based on your answers relative to ambition going forward, and then work with you in a very actionable fashion to give you specific guidance as to what is a pathway for you to reflect upon, what are specific initiatives that we've seen working really well among other LPs, among your peers who are already at the positioning that you inspire to be, and that may be a good source of starting point and inspiration for you to also evolve your operations going forward. This all is clearly fueled by the data that you have provided to IPEM. It's going to be regularly updated, and just as much as Alex partners are fascinated by the ability to track and trace the broad trends over time and over the years, I'm fascinated by how we see the specific individual profiles evolve over time, converge, We're going to observe some of them actually follow the pathways that we provide and evolve in the right direction, and have probably other conversations to inspire us to add additional dimensions to the scorecard. So you hopefully share my fascination for that type of report that's actionable and very real and pragmatic for you. And I can only encourage you to continue to bring in data going forward as you enjoy the fruits from the data gathering this time around. Thank you very much for your attention.
Now, here's where we're going. LPs, you've shared something very interesting with us, and we've seen it with Nicola's presentation just now. You've said 45 of your allocations next year are going to be for new funds. That's interesting. Maybe I'm a pessimistic, but what I see about this number is we have 55 that are going to re-ups, right? So I have a question for you. What if it was super easy to find and identify good investments? Would you keep the 55 for re-ups, or would you venture into new strategies, new managers, new locations and geographies maybe? Now, since we know you, you've told us what you're looking for, you told us our objectives, we're going to provide you with a list of curated products that are completely directed into what you're looking for at the moment and where you're trying to get to. And if our GP crowd is listening right now, this should be super interesting for you. Now, moving on with our GP friends, and we have a lot of interesting surprises for you. I just want to try something with raise of hands. GPs, how many of you are here to raise a fund in the next 12 months? Can we see that? Don't be shy, we're all here to do that. Okay, great. You're way too shy to be here. Guys, you came here for a reason. What I'm wondering is this. Do you know how many people in this room are your competitors? Probably not. Do you know how many people, besides the 3 people that you know that are possibly your competitors, between the people that didn't raise their hands, how many are your potential investors? We know, and we want you to know. So what we're going to do is we're going to give you an image about your fund market fit. For each one of your products, we're going to tell you exactly how many LPs would be possibly interested and how many competitors you have. So let's think about it from your operations perspective. This is an amazing tool if you need to streamline your marketing budget for the next year. You want to know which one of your funds are going to take more money, which one of your funds are going to take more time. Maybe that first close is going to be a bit farther than you imagined. This is what we're going to try to help you and find out. Then we're going to tell you about each one of your funds, what LPs want to hear when they consider your offer. So this is not the beautiful general work we've seen from Alex Partners. This is curated for each one of your products. So not only are you going to have the knowledge of what to say in the meeting, you also have the knowledge of what other GPs, your competitors, are saying. So you can figure out whether what you're saying is actually a differentiator, right? Is it a key strength? Or are we talking about something that's just a commodity? Because we know that absolute performance is super important, but everyone is saying it, so should I say it? I don't know, let's think about it together. We're here to advise you. Then it doesn't stop here. We're also going to give you, for each one of your products, the exact profile of what kind of LPs you should be targeting. We know which geographies they're coming from. We know what kind of LPs they are. Are they a bank? Are they a wealth manager? Who's your top clients? This is what we're going to try to let you know. And after we go with this generous approach, we're going to take it further by giving you a direct, laser-focused, ultra-qualified lead of each one of our LPs that we know is going to be interested in what you fund. So if you're imagining your operations right now, they're probably not as efficient as you would like, right? We all have teams where we spend too much money on our marketing budget. Maybe we have some interns or juniors that are sending emails in mass, but we know that our LPs, during the events, they're going to receive between 200 and 300 emails just the week before the event, so they're not going to read your message. So how do you reach out to them? This is how. We tell you what they're looking for, we know, and we don't only stop there. We're also going to tell you and show you better when we send you we send your fund to the LPs. I don't know if you remember, we started with the LPs. We talked about the created funds we're going to send them. Now, since we know you better, our GPs, we can qualify you better. We can give you a better visibility and a better credibility when we talk with our LPs to try and see if your fund is a better fit. You should be more visible. Now, this is where we headed. We're super excited about it. If you're excited as us, please scan this or talk to one of our staffs. We're here for you. I would just like to remind you that all of the IPEM team is here to support you. Just talk to your sales representative. They're here to help you not only with this, but also making the best out of the beautiful report we've seen from Alex Partners just earlier. Talk to us. Tell us what you want. We're here for you. Thank you for being here today. Thank you for being a part of this beautiful Parisian edition, and we'll see you very soon.